Panthers. This is Sarah from Notlux Games, and today we are going to present you our artists who have participated in creating our game Kryptothera, the Cryptid Pursuit. So today with me we have two of the artists that have actually collaborated with us in the project. We have Francesco Biagini. Say hi to the public.
Hello, hello.
And then we have David. So I know that many of you were thinking, who are the artists? So we hunt them down, and here they are. So I'll let them introduce themselves. So first and foremost, we'll start with Francesco. Francesco, tell us what kind of artist are you?
Hello everybody again. I'm Francesco Biagini from Italy, and I am a comic artist and an illustrator and a concept artist. I'm especially an artist focused on fantasy, dark fantasy, horror, science fiction, thriller, and so on. I work on many comics from several publishers from all around the world. And now I'm one of the artists into the Kryptothera game.
Francesco, can you tell us a little bit about some of your other works? Can you quote some of them if you can? If you don't,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
Okay. On a comic field, for example, I worked on an adaptation of Michael Moorcock's Elric. It's called Elric the Balance Lost from Boom Studios. I worked on an adaptation for Glénat, France, of the John Carter novels. And in Italy, for example, on a series called La Divina Congrega, the Divine Fellowship. And it's a kind of fantasy set for the kind of new version of League Extraordinary Gentlemen. These are some sample of my comic works. And illustrators, as an illustrator, I worked, for example, for some set for the 5th edition D&D, like Apocalypse, it's called. Some many, for example, the game books. Remember, the old game books from the 80s are now reprinted in Italy, and I'm the artist on many of them.
Wow, so you are a legendary cryptid as an artist. Thank you, Francesco, for introducing yourself. Now, please, David, can you introduce yourself and tell us what kind of artist are you?
Hello, everyone. Name is David Pecorini, as you can probably read under my name, under my picture. Okay, I'm from London. I'm Italian as well. And what am I? I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm mostly a sculptor. I work on many production in the cinemas industry, from TV show to movies, some theater stuff in the past for the Royal Opera House, and I'm also, from some of you already know, I am also the game designer for Kryptothera, and yeah, I will say that's pretty much it.
David, can you tell us as well what are the work that you have done, where we can see your art in other artistic products that are not Kryptothera?
Yes, you probably have seen a lot of my work if you watch movies. You don't see me, you see just what I have done. From the visor you can see in Ready Player One, to some of the prosthetics on Poor Things, or most recently on the substance for the final creature. Let's try to avoid spoiler. I work on some Star Wars and some Marvel project in the past, and I also did a DC movie about, and specifically I was working on the Batman suit for Michael Keaton. like Francesco, I have quite the experience. I've been in the field for many years. Um and I'm one of those figure that is behind the scene. You don't see me, but my work is there.
So again, you're a legendary cryptid, so you work in the shadow as an artist as well. And again, that's why it was so difficult to hunt you guys. Um, so let's move on to the next question. But before, I want to let everyone know that there's going to be in description a bio of both our artists, so you can go and check their other works if you're interested. Next question, Francesco. So you have told us a little bit, what kind of artist you are, but how did you first hear about Kryptothera? How did you join the project?
I was just contacted by David, and he explained me the idea behind the project. I loved it, and so I said, okay, that's fine. I'm on board. Mostly because you were talking about monsters and cryptids, and that's one of my main loves.
That's good. So David has been also good on there, other than a cryptid himself. So David, tell us as well, how did you hear about Kryptothera? I mean, I know this is a bit of a weird question for you as one of the Noctilux Games founder and co-producer of the game, but tell us a little bit about the idea, how it started.
Yeah, the idea is simple. I'm a monster kid, probably like Francesco. I grew up watching old movies with monsters from the 50s, or even from Dracula to Frankenstein and etc. I always loved movies that talk about creature and things that are hidden in the dark. And I developed my career around it. Let's long story short. And when we decided all together to make a game, the first idea for me was like, let's play it safe. Let's play home. Let's do something that I'm sure I'm comfortable with. Let's make something that everyone will recognize as universal loved or hated, depending on what part of the field are you.
Which side of the hunt, I guess.
What side of the hunt? You for the hunter or the hunted. And I also have a passion for cryptozoology, and that pretty much started all of it.
Okay, so we have two fans of cryptid at the end of the day. So it's really good. It seems like passion has been the driver of your work, guys. Not only your other work, but especially for Kryptothera, which is it reflects in your work. Which triggered my next question, but this time, David, I'm going to ask you this first to help Francesco join it later on the project, which was like, what is the concept behind the heart that you created for the game? And maybe you can also explain our kid hunters a little bit about what is the actual concept of behind the art of the whole game, not just what you have done.
Okay, the concept behind the heart of a game in both cases. First of all, Kryptothera is a passion project. Let's call it our baby. Is like these things that we decided all together. Let's bring it to life. And as I said, I wanted to give people something that I care about, and they can have fun with it. That's why we chose monster. That's why we chose cryptids, legends and myths and other things like that. Because behind those stories, there is a lot of heart and passion and things that people can rely on. Everyone know about cryptids in a certain kind of way. Some call them monster, or some are known as just the main one, like Bigfoot or Mothman. But everyone around the world, you point at one of those figures and people will immediately recognize it. It's like they know what it is. Maybe they don't know the name, but they know inside them that, oh, this is a creature, this is a monster. I can rely on that information. And in terms of the kind of art that we will promoting and etc., there was a lot of discussion. There was a lot of back and forth between all the people involved in the project, with Francesco itself, and etc., about what we want to give to the people out there, what kind of feelings. One of the things was like, let's go Art Deco. And like, why? Why is Art Deco such an interesting choice? Or how we mix that with the design of a more, I would say, dark theme, and, especially referring to Francesco kind of style with, dark fantasy theme. So find the right balance was a work in progress that is still going on. And we will slowly create by hand every single creature, every single character, to give the people out there what they ask for. Real, authentic heart, real, authentic feelings.
In a nutshell, we could almost say that the Natlux games team wanted to so badly to see a cryptid in real life that we really tried hard to bring it into reality and use your passion to do as such. And in this way, to connect all our hunters who have probably the same dreams. I think it's not only you who grew up with watching Godzilla, or maybe dreaming of actually seeing Loch Ness or Bigfoot, and sort of dreaming to really have an experience with a cryptid. And that was what brought Kryptothera to life, and why we decided to make it the way it is. Yeah. So now, Francesco, so you joined us later on in the game. So is the question again for you? What's the concept behind the work that you created for the game?
Well, mostly I can talk about maybe the cover. The cover, that by the way, you can see the original piece behind me. And
behind you on my left side, sorry, on my, yeah, on my left side, there is the picture of the box with your heart on it. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, no, you're welcome. And most of all, I send lots of sketches and layouts and ideas to convey the concept. And in the end, we decided to go with this concept of the image. And it was my idea to suggest something, but more in the mean of some kind of weird, menacing, and so on, to let people imagine what a cryptid could be without seeing it. So you can have the eye, the weird eye on the ground, popping out, but it's like a metaphor more than an actual scene from an action sequence. And the hunter is on the back, and is not looking at the eye, so it would be a kind of challenge. But it's like something is happening behind his back, and he's not still aware of it. So it's kind of, when you look at, for example, horror movies, and you see the enemy, the villain, the monster coming on the back of the main character, is still not noticing it, and you say, beware, turn back, look back, but he cannot hear you. So it was the main idea for this. Also, with all those branches and contorted trees, that look like a kind of hands. They are closing on the character, increasing the sense of uneasiness and menace. That was I was thinking about when I proposed the image.
And it's really true. All of this is really conveyed in the box that you can see up in my end, over my head. And it's all that adventure and sort of thriller of the risk of the hunting, because you're hunting the cryptid, but the cryptid is actually a very dangerous creature. So it's gonna fight back. Most of them are not happy to be hunted or captured. So yeah, it's true. The cover actually expressed the heart of the game, the thrill of the adventure, the risk of the hunt. But at the same time, discovering a word has never been discovered before and being a pioneer in this new fantasy word that everyone thought it was just a fantasy, but now it's becoming a reality. So thank you for creating this amazing cover for our box. It's really good. Next question. So let's start again with David. What part of the project made you go, whoa, this is interesting? And consider you've been, founder of Nautilus Games and one of the 4 creators. Well, yes, what made you say, yes, I'm going to make myself very, very busy to do this?
Yes, extremely easy. The heart of Kryptothera is also storytelling, as a part of the things that I love to do. Telling people about creature, telling people about stories. Behind every single monster we have in the game, there is lore. There is stories and concept, and it's being used many times for movies or just legends, or the kind of moment around the fire where you telling stories between your friends and etc., try to scare each other. That was part of the force and the heart behind it. Kryptothera is not just a board game. It is a board game, but it's also something a little bit deeper. If you want to step for a moment, open the box and just say, oh, I'm going to pick a card and learn information about that cryptid, you can find them out there. It's not just, something created on the moment. It has stories, it's a heart, there is lore, and now we just need to give it a visual reference for it. As behind every creature, behind every monster, I will look at the information I can find and give it a reinterpretation that me and Francesco will work on based on how the people describe it. And sometimes it's not even the same. Sometimes you have a very different, information from one witness to another. So we try our best to make it for everyone. Of course, there are going to be choices.
So David, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is like you got me a cryptid. I was so into it that you really wanted to bring to life all those cryptids, and that was the best part of it, like managing to create that storytelling around cryptids, around lore that all of us cryptid lore lovers actually love to play with, but also to hear and to keep actually creating story that can stay in our life and enrich our life. So wow. But now for you, Francesco, what was the things that make you say, whoa, that is actually interesting?
Well, without repeating all the things that they just said, but it was the same for me, because I'm really thrilled on whatever can make our reality a little more liquid. So the presence of lore, myth, legends about weird creatures, monsters, cryptids, and it's like our reality can sometimes kind of going out of range and make us see, or at least imagine, what could be on the other part, wherever is it, obviously. And it's like when you talk about those creatures and people say, yeah, my grandfather told me about this. It's a kind of a strange thing that could happen again, but you don't still found it.
And weirdly enough, it seems to connect people. Like our game, like you end up, playing all together. But the lore that that is part of our culture, or maybe it's not part of our culture, but it's part of our play culture. It brings us together and connect even generation. Because, like you were saying, we can speak with our grandpa about this. Actually, maybe they have introduced us to that lore, and it's really interesting, like a mystery that you can solve throughout a generation. Thank you for that. Going back to you, David, what was the theme or idea that really spoke to you as an artist about the game? Maybe this is a big question for you. Where do I start?
Yeah, where do I start? It's a big question, but at the same time, it's very easy to answer for me. Putting my personal touch on every monster of the game is, for me, is one of the best feelings. It's like I'm a kid with my toys. I will draw them and I will maybe sculpt them if I get the chance, all of those things. And going back to my work, as I said, I made a living out of my passion. I'm a creature maker, I'm a costume effects maker, I'm a mold maker. All of those bits of the process are help me to put out there something that I help design or make, and etc. And the cryptids are the same, are like in a kind of way almost like my babies. They're out there now, they're spreading their wings and just going to be
baby.
Yeah, and they are going to be played, and they are going to be printed of cards and such like. And that was the spark.
Okay, so literally you have a connection with your cryptid. That is clear. And Francesco, you told us about the cover, and obviously this is as the part of your work in our game that everyone can see and have seen. But maybe what they less know about is about the fact that you helped us create one of the character that is going to be in the definitive version of the game. Tell us a little bit how that character spoke to you as an artist, and obviously if there is any other theme or idea of the game that has spoke to you as an artist.
Okay, well, for example, it was a challenge to create that character for the game, because I really tried to convey the idea, kind of to feel like the character, to be with him or be him, and for the thrill of the investigation, the hunt, to see the character with glasses and a book on full of sketches and old paper from old books, according and recording, example, cryptids encounters, and it's kind of a way to visualize an investigator, not just, for example, a warrior for a simple hunter, but one guy that could be moved more by curiosity to know what's behind those creatures, what are they, more than just I have to kill that monster. No, it's another. And I try to convey that idea on the peer, the body language, the shoots of that image.
And I think he did very well. Like, you really feel when you see him a little bit like a cryptid researcher, not just a hunter, like you were saying, someone that really is curious about cryptid, like a little bit like all of us that are passionate about cryptids and enjoy about their lore and who they are at the end of the day. And I think you did really convey well this in that character, and I hope our beggars and our players will actually really enjoy that and feel it like we did. Okay, next question for David. So, how do you think your art will interact in the gameplay experience?
I think the most easy question is you stop for a moment, and between turns, when other players are doing their movement, their capturing, and etc., you look at your cards, and you just got enamored, or at least that's I hope.
And get lost in it.
You get lost in it. You just try to to feel that creature, to feel that character, because at the end of the day, yes, we call them monster, we call them cryptids, and etc. But at the end of the day, each one of those creatures is a character with a story, with a purpose. And that was make them different from just a blank slate. You give them something that has depthness, and that's why I hope that the people that play our game will get enamored by the cards, by every character, and of course by the cover.
Yes, of course. We hope that they're going to have the full experience, which is not just the mechanic of the games, which we hope you're going to enjoy it, but it's also the mood the experience that Kryptothera brings into your houses, and into your playing. But before we move on to the next question, please, Francesco, tell us what do you think your art interact with the gameplay experience?
Well, I hope my art to bring the people looking at it inside the world of the game, with this atmosphere, with this sense of wonder, with this kind of fear of what you still don't know, but also this could lead you try to know more and discover more. And my art often is set exactly to suggest more than a simple show. And I think that could be a good way for the players to feel involved into the world of the game.
You're absolutely correct. That was the idea from the very beginning. Here's the team of Noctilux. When we were thinking about Kryptothera, we really wanted everyone to be immersed in this cryptid world, and we hope we managed to do this. You're gonna tell us, and hopefully all our passion for cryptid mystery hunting and playing game boards is gonna arrive to you, our cryptid hunters. And we are arriving to the last question of our interview. So I'll start with Francesco. Francesco, tell us, why should someone absolutely play this game and look out for your art while they do?
Well, to say it's simple, it's a game that every monster lover, intrigued by myth, lore, and whatever, should play. And my art inside the game that could help them to feel even more attracted into this mysterious world of Kryptothera and cryptids.
Oh, yeah, we hope so. So, okay, thank you very much for answering this question. And David, the same question for you. Why should someone absolutely play this game and look out for your art while they do?
Because I'm a nice guy and I made the game. No, I will quote Francesco word by word, exactly the same thing. The lore, the monster, the passion behind the project, all those things are the core of the game. And I think, yeah, I will love to have people just join in, even just for that side. Plus, find some interesting mechanics and some interesting challenges. That's something we also try to give out. So pretty much that's it.
Yeah, I do agree. This is a game for cryptid and monsters lovers. And your art guys just convey so well all that adventure, all that mystery, all that lore and thrill in hunting. So I really hope our hunters, our cryptid hunters, would join our game, start playing our game, and feel everything that you have tried to convey in every character, in every on the board, on the cover, in every single piece of this game and its art. So, guys, thank you very much for being such a big part of this project, and bringing Kryptothera to reality. We are being already founded, so the game is happening, guys. But for those who are just finding us now, please go. The Kickstarter is still open. You can look at our games. We have a playthrough video. We have other video to explain a little bit more about Kryptothera in depth if you're interested. But again, if you are cryptid lovers and you're a collector and you want the full experience of amazing mechanics of the games with amazing art and amazing collection edition, please do go in the link and check our Kickstarter. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, David and Francesco, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye from Noctilux Games. Bye.